And welcome back. Okay, so in this episode we have some extra bronze. We're going to be firing this up in addition to some double ingots. So let's get that going. We have 7 double sheets here. So that's just going to be pretty doggone wonderful. Yeah, there's not much else I can say there. So what we're going to make here is we're going to make the last double sheets, and then we will make the bloomery, and then we're going to turn this into a ice saw. Hopefully collect up some ice before the weather goes too far. Otherwise, what we have going on here is the starting point of our carpenter shop. Now we are going to need more wood, and we are going to need more mud bricks in order to get further along with that. But as you can see, there's no straw out. So thinking just waiting a day or two and letting it switch from winter on over to spring. And I'm hoping that that will melt some of the snow, some of the ice. Hopefully not before we can get ourselves a ice saw, but if it happens that way, it does. Anyhow, the ice will be used later on when we actually make our larder, which is a bit farther down. And we're just basically waiting on these to come out. You know, that looks good enough. Let's go ahead and take it on over here. Switch to plans. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, and bam. Alright, I need another one. Okay. And this one right here, we want the ice saw, so we want to draw, upset, and then a hit. Let's keep those back up so we can weld these and then get back to work on this. I'm gonna have to go a bit further than I really want to with it. It shouldn't be too big of an issue though. So let's grab those. Throw those on in. Get that back to the ice saw. Okay, so shrink, draw, upset, heavy? No. See if we can get that down. Okay. Draw, upset. Okay. Bend, punch, light hit. I think I got this prepped enough that we can work with it. Throw another coal in there just in case. But I think we only need to just finish it up at this point. All the moving around of metal has been done. Come on. Oh, bugger. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, we needed draw, upset, and then hit. Oh, it's so close. Ah. Okay, so draw, upset, hits. No. Okay, so it's needing a... I think it's needing an extra punch. So maybe we need to get it to middle and then... bend and give it 2 punches. Maybe that'll do it for us. Okay. Bend, punch, punch, draw, upset. No. Ah, come on, seriously? Okay, bend, punch, punch, draw, upset, heavy hits. There we go. Okay, so that's all done. Let's go ahead and make the bloomery block. Just like that. Let's go ahead and turn this into a actual ice saw, just like that. We're gonna, we already did the design of the bloomery, so all we have to do is just throw it here. And there we go. Now it's good to go, and we can start doing raw iron, which is just flat out amazing. Because it's a lot easier. I know that might sound a little strange, but it seriously is a lot easier. You only have to find one metal, and that one metal just does everything for you. So now let's head on down to the carpenter's place. I can show you a little bit about what's going on over there. It's not a perfect setup. I still need to figure out how I'm going to be storing some of the wood. But for right now, the main idea is I'm going to have the wood types being laid out so that you can just come here, see what type you want to build with, grab it, and go. This will really revolutionize how we can construct the town, because instead of just saying, okay, well, this is, you know, the most common, let's build with this, we can be a little bit pickier and say, oh, this is nice, I like the look of this. But in order to get some of those steps, we need to go ahead and make a few sacrifices. So let's go ahead and grab our sequoia and hickory. Actually, do I want to do it that way? Yeah. And let's go ahead and make a barrel. And then let's go ahead and make ourselves a scale. And then go ahead and make ourselves a planer. Now with the planer, what we can do is we can come back over here to some of these logs, and we can stick them in here and get nicer logs. Now what these are used for is you can make the wider blocks, but you have to have 9 of them. But you can also make the parquet blocks. So large planks and parquet. The parquet, they're really easy to do. There, I'm throwing things on the ground again. We just make them the same way we would other blocks, just with the plain lumber instead. So we got ash, oak, and chestnut. Ash, chestnuts, and oak. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up making these to fill out the types of wood we actually have. Is it cold enough we actually have ice going on? Yeah, we have a little bit of ice, so before I do that, let's let's come on over here and harvest up some ice. And it's just as simple as just breaking it. Now, one of the reasons it is this simple is because we did have water in here, which allows us the benefit of simply breaking it, because then it'll fill in right behind itself. If we did not have that water, or we had zombies attacking us, it would be a lot more complicated. Anyhow, I'm gonna get that done. I'm gonna work on that and collect up some ice, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, we're back for just a little bit. The planer can fit in a chest, mainly due to the fact that it's very small and only medium in weight. Mostly the actual very small part. However, it is definitely spring, and we can tell this because all these trees have gone through a bit of a growth spurt. And I went back there and checked the cherry trees I have, and after cutting 2 branches, I got myself the 3rd cherry tree that I need for the orchard over here. I think I'm gonna leave those trees still up, though, because they do come due in, like, early summer. So after I get the harvest from the season off of them, I'll cut them down at that point. But I do want to keep them so we get one more harvest. Otherwise, we're going to come on over here to the grain farm, and we're going to install the scales. Now, we don't have anything to actually use the scales with right now. However, it will be useful later. Where do I want to put these, though? You know, it's not the best solution, but I think I'm gonna go get some dirt and put it right there. And yeah, I know I can walk over that fence. That's not a permanent setting, so I'm not too greatly worried about it. And there's the scales. What the scales let us do is it lets us divide up food based off the different weights. I've never actually used it before, so I'm going to be experimenting a bit with it later on and coming back to tell you exactly what's going on. But I think this is where you put your weights. And I think this is where you put your food. Not sure if this is weight storage or not. I really don't know how this works. But then you hit cut and it should divide it by however many. Anyhow, we will play with that later. Just not right now. So for right now, I'm going to go grab some grass and see if I can get some of the mud bricks getting taken care of. So I'll talk to you later. Okay, and we are back. I got some more mud bricks taken care of. I went and harvested a few sequoia trees and a few hickory trees, and yeah, I'd like to kind of take you around and show you what it looks like. So here's a couple examples of what you can do with different types of wood. You have the parquet at the bottom. You have your large planks at the top. It really gives it that extra, this is a second floor, this is going to be sturdier, which lets you span those larger expanses without it really feeling like it's going to fall in. You still don't want to expand too far. This is only 6 wide, and it looks like it's like barely stretching how much you'd be able to put in without a support beam. And up here, you have an example of me using the large planks instead of as a stability thing as more of a siding. And I got a nice contrast going here between the hickory and the sequoia. So it really livens up the room instead of making it so dark. And as you can see from the outside, it definitely does come across as siding versus that where it just feels like it's lumber. It gives it a lot higher of a class feel to it. And this entire courtyard, with the exception of maybe these two blocks, is going to be nothing but a showpiece for the woods. Got my tools hanging up, and decided to go with oak furniture for this. Still went with a hickory chest. I will be installing a food station here later. And with that being said, I'm also going to be doing another story on this, actually. I'm going to be putting the roof in kind of as at an angle. Well, I guess it really won't be another story, but it'll look like a pyramid, kind of. But I'm going to see if I can put dormers up there and see how much more space I can get. What we've basically gotten done so far is just went out, grabbed some wood, did a very basic framing on this. So basically coming back to kind of show you guys what I'm doing here. It's not that greatly exciting. However, I don't know what you guys want to see and what you don't. You guys never leave comments on the videos, so yeah. It's gonna kind of be hard for me to judge based off of no response. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a little window over here. I'm gonna want it to be roughly about 2 tall. And there we go. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm also going to use these points just kind of to bring it into a pyramid-like shape. So you guys are kind of getting the idea here. Ooh, that one was not intended for that. Okay, so at this point we have the windows in place. Let's go ahead and go with the main design of the roof to kind of slope it up. And then let's tie it in with the dormers. And yes, I will go down there and get that in a little bit. Okay, perfect. Now then, the only thing we really have left is the capping point. I'm not really sure how I want to do that. I might make a... You know, here, let me go get that log before it despawns. I might go ahead and raise it up a little bit, just to give it that feel that it really has more ventilation. Because one thing you don't want a lack of is ventilation in a roof. Especially one this tall. And we did use hickory for that, so I'm thinking, yeah, let's go ahead and do that then. Grab a couple of these. 6. I don't think 6 is going to be quite an... Actually, you know what? Yeah, it should be. I wonder if I have any fences downstairs. Should probably have checked that first. No, I didn't, but I did have some lumber. I didn't have to cut that. Oh well. It's not exactly like it's going to go to waste. So let's throw this up here. And I'm going to need twice as much as I thought I was, so I guess it's a good thing that I cut them anyway. Okay, that's going to go for the roof. But as far as... how do I want to do this? Yeah, you know what? Let's just make them all. I'm not usually one for just lump building. It seems to be a bit too sloppy, and you always have so much waste. But there are certain circumstances where it's suitable. So let's take a look and see how that looks from the inside. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, let's take a look from outside, but there's a good chance that I'm just going to go with this. If it doesn't look good from outside, what we'll do is we'll use some chisel blocks. Yeah, okay, so we will chisel it a little bit. It's a good thing I went with the regular planks, because the vertical ones you can't chisel. So let me go put the glass away and go grab the chisel, and I will be back. Okay, and we are back. So what I'm basically going to do here is I'm just going to chisel away the corner, and then give this a bit of a slope on it. And I'm just kind of hoping that this is going to help add to the illusion of it's still being supported, but it's there for ventilation. You know, maybe we should go in one more. Okay, there we go. Let's go take a look at that and see how it looks. And I still have to put in a floor for that as well, because once again, we did say we were going to have that as an attic room. It does look a lot better, but that centerpiece, it throws the whole thing off. So what I might do is I might go ahead and take that off, raise it up a little bit. How does it look from the inside? Yeah, it's a little off-putting, isn't it? Let's get ourselves a temporary way up there. There we go. There we go. And let's just take off the top. And that should be that. Let's go check on it real quick. On the inside and outside. Oh yeah, that looks nice on the inside. And that looks nice on the outside. And with the exception of that flooring, the carpenter's house is now done. The whole reason why I put the roof up here is, if you didn't notice outside, we have a lot of wood and a lot of storage. This is supposed to be a showroom, not wood storage. So I'm going to move all that up into the attic. Just kind of raise it out of place. We don't need a stairwell to get up there. Nothing fancy like this. We're probably just going to leave it with something pretty basic like this. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the floor, and I will see you pretty shortly, since the next episode is going to be uploaded probably about an hour or two after this one. Talk to you then.